It has been 2 weeks since Mr. Ma In-jo was indicted on charges of corruption. Dr. Ogasawara, first of all, can you tell us about the political career and the background of the figure?
Mr. Ma In-jo was born in Hong Kong in 1950. His father was an official of the Chinese Nationalist Party, or KMT, and his family came to Taiwan after the defeat of civil war in mainland China. Mr. Ma In-jo studied at the Department of Law in Taiwan University. It's an interesting coincidence that Mr. Ma and President Chen Shui-bian are graduates from Taiwan University and from the same department. Mr. Ma then went to the United States and got a doctorate degree at Harvard. The subject of his PhD thesis was about the controversial issue of Senkaku Islands, and he participated in the protest movement against the Japanese government over the sovereignty of Senkaku Islands in the 1970s. This episode gives people an impression that Mr. Ma is inclined to anti-Japan. After returning from the USA, Mr. Ma became the English interpreter for the late President Jiang Jingguo. The Japanese pronunciation is Shokeikoku. Mr. Ma became Deputy Secretary General of the Chinese Nationalist Party in the 1980s. He was promoted to the cabinet minister in the former President Lee Dong-hui's administration when he was 40 years old. Looking at his career, we could see Mr. Ma is a typical elite politician of the Chinese Nationalist Party. Mr. Ma has successfully established his image as a clean politician, which is quite unique existence in the Taiwanese politics. He also has an advantage of being a handsome politician. In 1998, Mr. Ma stood for the election of Taipei City Mayor to challenge the incumbent mayor, Mr. Chen Shui-bian, and he was elected Taipei Mayor. Mr. Ma became a rising star in the Nationalist Party because he defeated Chen Shui-bian, another star of Taiwanese politics. It's interesting to see what happened with defeated Chen. Mr. Chen lost the job of Taipei City Mayor, so he decided to stand for the presidential election in the year 2000, and Mr. Chen became president. In the meantime, Mr. Ma consolidated his power base within the party. In 2005, the Nationalist Party's chairman, Mr. Lien Zhang, stepped down. Mr. Ma fought over the party chairman against Mr. Wang Jinping. Mr. Wang is another influential figure in the Nationalist Party. Mr. Wang was born in a rural town in the south of Taiwan. He has been the Speaker of the legislative body for 10 years. Mr. Ma defeated Mr. Wang in the direct poll of party members by winning 72% of the vote. Before he was involved in this scandal, Mr. Ma was obviously in the nearest position to the next president of Taiwan.
Can you explain to us what he was indicted for?
Governors and mayors in Taiwan received special allowance for the spending on public purpose. The regulation of this special allowance is as following. Spending of the half of the allowance requires receipt, but the other half requires only the signature of the official. In August last year, some legislators of the Democratic Progressive Party started to accuse Ma In-jo of misusing mayor's special allowance, which led to the official investigation. According to the prosecutor, Mr. Ma appropriated about $300,000 from the special allowance while he was mayor of Taipei. Mr. Ma treated this allowance as if it was additional salary and transferred the money to his wife's bank account. Mr. Ma's own explanation is that the special allowance deposited in his personal account had all been used for public welfare services. Mr. Ma said that he donated a huge amount of money, about $2 million to the public interest during his tenure as Taipei City Mayor, far more than the amount of the special allowance put in his private account.
What sort of influence did this incident have on the opposition Nationalist Party and the ruling Democratic Progressive Party?
This is a serious blow to Mr. Ma himself and his supporters. Mr. Ma had to resign his post as party chairman after he was prosecuted. The Nationalist Party fell into serious trouble. The party's regulation stipulates that the chairman of the party is required to resign if he is prosecuted. It also stipulates that the party cannot endorse a person as a party candidate once he is prosecuted on a charge of corruption, even before he is found guilty. At the press conference just after the prosecution, Mr. Ma announced his resignation from party chairman, but he protested his innocence and declared that he would run for the 2008 presidential election. On that day, the party's executive committee held an emergency meeting and changed the regulation to create room for Mr. Ma to be selected as the party's presidential candidate. At the moment, it's not clear whether this hasty decision will really help the Nationalist Party or not. On the other hand, President Chen could take a deep breath. He was in a tight corner because of a series of corruption scandals by his aides and his family members. Even his wife was investigated and eventually indicted on a charge of appropriation. President Chen had been under heavy pressure to resign since June last year. There had been large-scale of demonstration by civic groups to demand the resignation of President Chen in last September and October. Mr. Ma also joined the ranks of this anti-Chen's movement. President Chen's popularity went down as low as 18%. But this pressure was eased as Mr. Ma was also involved in the corruption scandal.
Having seen the situation so far, what are the prospects for Taiwan's political situation with the coming presidential election in March next year?
Taiwan's presidential election has already started, so its polling day is March next year. Both the DPP and the Nationalist Party will hold a primary election to choose the party candidate for their party. The DPP's primary election will start soon, actually next week, while the Nationalist Party's primary will start in April. Among the DPP's politicians, so-called Big Four will throw their hats in the race. Big Four include Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, and Vice President. Although the competition among them will be harsh, I predict that the losers will accept the winner's candidacy. Trouble lies in the Nationalist Party's primary. Mr. Ma and Mr. Wang will fight for the party's candidacy, but it will coincide with the trial of Mr. Ma's special allowance case. He has to appear in court as the accused. Mr. Ma and Mr. Wang have different backgrounds and different political support. It will be very difficult for them to make compromise and accept the other as party's candidate. It's true that Mr. Ma keeps higher rate of popularity, but the corruption scandal will eclipse his popularity. And he gives an impression that he is detached from the grassroots. Mr. Wang keeps rural character of indigenous Taiwanese. People feel he is easy to approach. Mr. Wang has wider connection in the political circle beyond the party line. After the democratization, those politicians who have origins in mainland China gradually lost political influence. For those people who have Chinese identity in Taiwan, Mr. Ma will be the last hope.
And how is China viewing Taiwan's current political situation?
The Chinese government has been keeping very restrained attitude towards the Taiwan issue. China's official paper, People's Daily, carries articles almost every day to criticize President Chen for his inclination toward Taiwan independence and his corruption issues. But the officials of Chinese government carefully avoid statements that can be regarded as intervention in the election in Taiwan. It's no secret that Beijing wants pro-China politician to become president of Taiwan, and the person is Ma Ying-jeou. The day after the prosecution of Mr. Ma, a Chinese government spokesperson reiterated that China's policy toward Taiwan would not change. The spokesperson said, "We are willing to talk with any person or any party on developing relations across the Taiwan Strait as long as they admit the one China policy." I think not only the Chinese government, but also the U.S. government fears that this prosecution will enhance the unpredictable nature of the Taiwanese politics even further.
How do you think the China-Taiwan relationship will develop?
President Chen will try to implement policies to emphasize Taiwan's national identity to boost his successor in the election campaign. But President Chen's move will be confined to minor changes because he is in no position to amend the constitution. Beijing, of course, will be displeased with President Chen's move. But I think pragmatic deals of minor issues between the two sides will continue. It's also possible that President Chen will lift the ban of Chinese tourists to visit Taiwan. The DPP's supporters consist of two elements. One is fundamentalist, who wishes to cut the ties from China. The other is pragmatist, who wishes to earn money from closer relation between Taiwan and China. The Chinese government can only keep close eye on Taiwan's presidential election and will not take any action to interfere. Psychological game on both sides will continue. I would guess China's Taiwan experts were astonished by the extent of pluralism in the Taiwanese society.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ogasawara.